There we go. Now you can hear me. Hello, hello, hello to our inaugural, first ever Model Railroad Talk live video. Yes, you can't see me. I am actually getting stuff set up real quick still. Um, Waiting to see if we get some people on here. Hello, welcome. This is the inaugural live video for Model Railroad Talk. If you haven't checked us out, check us out on any major podcast, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. We are also on, not only are we on here, we're on TikTok as well. So check us out. If by the end of this video, you like what you see, great. We're initially going to be starting out doing an overview of the railroad and, I guess kind of giving you guys a, do this so you can kind of see. I'm going to be running this train around for the first time around. So I'm getting set up for that right now. Once we get this going. Not that one. Let's get the right locomotive chosen. And yes, this will be when people jump on here, if they decide to start, stick around and watch, it'll be a Q&A as well. So if you have any questions, please, by all means, ask them and we will answer them. So we're going to actually do some, I can't do any switching yet, but let's go get in the way. This is my first live, so I'm not used to this. We'll get that going. And what we're going to do is take you off here. And I'm actually going to flip the camera around. And I'm going to start out by kind of giving you guys a overview here. Now, yes, I'm still working over here. It's busy. So this right here is the main yard. I'm building the Iowa Eastern Railroad. It is a freelance railroad loosely based off prototype. It is, and then it's got two towns that are we'll set it here so you can watch it as the train comes around here in a bit. It's got two towns that are adjacent to each other. One is the town of Egremont. The other one, which will be the second level, is the town of Montana, which will have a small yard like this one. Actually, if you can see what the train's passing now, and that's an interchange track for interchange beyond the basement, whether it's physically moving the cars or if it's doing it virtually through our private. We have another private Facebook group that we have set up that if it's for, okay, somebody says, hey, I need this kind of car because I'll show you here in a minute. I have a scrap yard, or we'll have a scrap yard. I need scrap for my steel mill. I can virtually send cars to them, and then they can interchange them, and then I'll virtually give them back. But as you can see, this is a 3-track yard. I do have the ballast done. This is actually crushed walnut shells for ballast. And then it does have this lead here where this is engine will be engine filling or a fueling station. It's got a tail track, which is this one that leads off so the switchers can switch out the yard without fouling the main. We've got the siding track here off of the main, and while this is through here a 2-track main, which you'll see in a little bit, it's really only a 1. So coming out of the yard here, in order to get to the second level, the train comes out of here, stays on this middle track, because this track here is a rip trap, but stays on this middle one, goes around behind the computer. Then eventually, once I get the track work done, it'll come across here, shift over to that track, and yes, we're moving around here. And that's where you've got these 2 tracks here. Well, 1 track, but eventually 2. It'll come across through here. In order for it to go to the upper level, it's going to go on this track. It will have to right here switch over, which is what runs the double loop. And the train will run through the scene, yes, again, but on a different track. And right there where it's passing now is a switch that it'll switch over. And yes, it's a continuous loop. It sucks. Right here in the middle here is where our furnace and stuff is, so I had to work around that. And that's where this future track will go up to the second level right here. Up there, like I said, will be a second small yard. That's going to go all the way around too. This is where my future scrap metal yard is going to be. As stated before, this right down here where the steam locomotive is, that's just being temporarily parked there. That is my rip track, or going to be. And you can see I'm kind of working on some buildings and stuff for that. Spin around here. This bench works actually, it's only going to be about 10 inches wide right here. Going to come down to here, and then you can see about the width of this is how wide the bench work's going to come around. This shelf is actually going to be getting moved fairly soon, and it'll stick out to roughly about here. And this will be more than likely 2 businesses that receive rail. Putting you back on the tripod. So yeah, and then the upper level I haven't quite figured out yet. I do know that it's going to go around the outside like the bottom does. Yeah, let's see if I can get you over here so you can kind of see it. Yeah, so this line is where the upper level is going to be. It's not going to be as wide out here. Like, it's going to be roughly about this far. Set back just so it doesn't take away. Set back to where it doesn't block the view of this. Yeah. So been busy with doing the podcast today. Got it up and going. We have been also, let's turn this around and give you a different view of the train coming here. Oops, sorry, folks. We've been busy with the podcast today. As far as the podcast goes, it's going well. Let the train go by first here so you can watch it without me yip-yapping. The locomotive on the lead there, for the record, is a new to me locomotive. That's why I got it running around in circles. Literally today got the decoder finished, put in. Basically I had to finish wiring the lights and stuff and get the decoder and wires stuffed up in the locomotive. Currently, the roster for the Iowa Eastern Railroad is it's got two SD40-2s that it leases from CP. It's got the two BNSF C44-9s right here that it leases from the BNSF. It's got which it hasn't been put into commission yet. It's got actually a GP. It's actually got two GP38s, but one I think that's not a very good one. I'm having issues. I have to buy new trucks for it, but it's got this one that's leased. This is like a road switcher, short switcher. It also, that's leased, but it also owns two Santa Fe FP45s, war bonnets. The railroad does, and no, it owns the Santa Fe steamer, which eventually will have passenger cars on it. So like this time of year, Polar Express kind of thing, or for like when people come over. Currently, the only locomotive sound is the Broadway Limited, the 484 Santa Fe steamer. I'm missing two. I'm looking at my locomotive list. Oh, I forgot about my switcher here. Yes, it's a CSX. I should say former CSX, because this one, I should take you down here and show you, is Iowa Eastern has purchased it. And then I'm going to put you back down here because the other one I got, this is one of the last. So the Jeep 38, BNSF Jeep 38, the SD40-2 Snoot for CP, and then I've got this. It's not just the shell; the rest of it's in the box. But NW2, it's a Kato that the Iowa Eastern has purchased, and they're going to be scheduled for repaint, but not right now. Basically, the repaint is scheduled for when I find time and actually figure out exact paint scheme I want to do. Reason why the shell's off, because I started taking this apart. I know what the new Katos or newer Katos are like, but this is an older one, and I completely forgot how it was. So it's going to take a lot more work, not so much the wiring, but to physically put, and especially in a switcher where you don't have extra rooms, it's going to take a lot more work to physically get the decoder in this thing. So this is going to be slated for later. I just didn't want to put it all back together and put it back in the box just to risk messing it up, taking it out again and taking it apart. This Jeep 38-2 is the next one that will get DCC. And yes, it is DCC control. I have the Digitrax, well, what do they call it? Technical term, Evolution Express system. That's the system I'm running. This one is the one that has it's duplex, so it's all radio wireless. I don't have to plug in. I will have control panels along here for emergency purposes to plug in if need be, but that's in the process down the road. All the truck is bus wire fed with feeders coming down from the track. Yeah, so that's kind of my layout. Working on things. Yeah, there's a lot of different projects going on here. Normally that's not how I work, so it's kind of driving me nuts a little bit because I'm normally one of those that I prefer to, and yes, I'm messing with this thing. I prefer to work with this. I prefer to do work organized and clean in a sense. Of course, my computer area where I work on the podcast itself, Model Railroad Talk. You can see my mic and stuff here. But I just wanted to do a live video here. I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to probably get the AC44, or I'm sorry, not AC, C44-9s going here. And I'll let that run around a little bit because you can see the trains running behind me. I'll probably get, while we're see if anybody else jumps on here. If they do, great. If not, I understand. It's the first one. Everybody's kind of like, what's going to happen? I don't know exactly what I'm intending for, or my intentions are for this video, or for these live videos. I think ideally I'd like them to be Q&As, or as time goes on, once I get maybe a little more scenery, a little more track work done, to be able to set up cameras and a camera at least, and have you just watch trains run or whatever you guys want. So input, send us a message, comment, whatever. You can email us at modelrailroadtalk@gmail.com with your thoughts and stuff for live videos. We have plenty of ideas. I mean, I'm not saying I won't take any ideas for the regular podcast or regular videos, but yeah. So I'm going to I'm going to switch this around again, and we're gonna lift you back up here. I'm going to get the big C44-9s going here, and you can kind of watch me hook them up, and hopefully probably by the next time or two this train that just went by is around here, this train will be ready to go. So enjoy, and we'll make a few laps with that and probably call it a night. Eventually I will have signals on here. It's not going to be an actual like signaling system. It's going to be depending on which way the switch is thrown. That's what signals are going to be. That's the way I would like to see it done. So I know some people maybe we're going to do this here. I know some people may that's one thing I don't like about these Digitrax controllers. They all of a sudden decide that they're going to they're going to shut off, and I thought I had got it set up to where it would stay on and not shut off, but apparently I don't, unless it something's messed up in the settings. Hopefully I should have enough here. So because I don't have that other track switched over down there, makes it right now difficult because I got to send the locomotive around and bring it onto the track here before I can take that one out. So we will be closer here so you can kind of see me getting stuff brought in here. A little boring right now, but as time goes on, I do know for a fact that we will have a lot better shots to do. Wrong way. I forgot to throw that switch. We will I'll be doing operating sessions. That's where the based on prototype comes in, we'll be operating prototypically. And, you know, of course, more scenery will be done, more track work will be done. So, all right. So we're going to flip this. We're going to go ahead and just, while we're at it, we're going to park this locomotive in front of the other red one. So it can, because I got to speed match those two together. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn this one off. Actually, we're going to leave that one off, actually. We're going to turn this one back on. And let's do that way. So Digitrax on their DT602 throttles. I like them. They are good, very intuitive throttles. I prefer these little smaller ones. This one is the DT. What? Oh, no, what? No, why do we have one that's derailed there? I can't think of the number. The number must have worn off. I've used this so much. Anyways, this is their smaller one. I really like it. It's duplex or radio. They do have the little ports where you can plug in. You can, through Digitrax, get the battery packs to where you plug it in and charge it, or you can just run regular batteries. These actually have the original batteries I put in several months ago. The first batteries I put in. So the batteries work well, or last well. Of course, I don't operate a lot yet. Now that I've finally got my main loop of track done, I am running trains a little more, but that's to get these locomotives that I have broke in. Before, I couldn't really run them that long, that far for very far for very long, and then I'd have to stop and reverse them. And yes, even locomotives are needing, they do need broke in, just the motors. Well, we got one. That's what I normally not doing, but we're doing it that way. Anyways, so it's one of those things that I had to I wanted to get that done and get it taken care of. So we are going to get you set up here now. So when the train comes around, you get kind of a view here. So bear with me. We're going to get set up there, and the train will be around shortly. My two BNSF AC4 or C44-9s, they are almost 100% speed matched. I still got to do a little more tweaking, but for the most part, they're not really, one's not pushing the other and the other's not pulling harder, what have you, all the time. Here it comes around. And even though I don't have sound in the units, I do have the ditch lights hooked up. I got to do some work on the ditch lights, programming wise. I think there's got to be some adjustment because they don't like all the time flash properly. But we're gonna go ahead and give this one more loop around and bring it up here and park it. And then we're gonna call it a night, first live. So before we jump off here, I want to say thank you for watching our first live video. Kind of gives you a behind the scenes, not really behind the scenes, but gives you an overview of the railroad. We didn't really talk a lot about the podcast, but check us out on the audio side. It's nothing but model railroading. It's good for those that are either wanting to get into the hobby or thinking about it, or those that took the plunge already, all the way up to intermediate to advanced modelers. You can find us on any of the platforms that are out there, majority of them: iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. We're on all of them, so look us up, Model Railroad Talk. We just recorded episode 33 today. That will be coming out December 2nd. They come out every Saturday morning at 12 a.m. We're planning on, I think, doing these lives once a week. Probably not this week because, this week, what's going on right now is this coming week is Thanksgiving week, and it's all sorts of crazy busy between work and traveling for holiday and stuff like that. So, but probably starting next week, we're thinking doing videos one night a week, maybe Tuesday or Thursday nights for YouTube here. Then one of the other nights we will probably do what am I thinking here? TikTok, because we are on TikTok. So check us out on TikTok as well. And power is off and coming back to you. So this is kind of, you see how things are done. If you look at some of our other videos, they pre-recorded videos. Obviously, we're able to do what we need to do, stop, and start and stop recording. And then we put it all together on the computer and upload it, and you see it all in one piece. This is what it is, So, but yeah, I want to thank you for watching this. Whether you've been on here live or you watch it after the fact, thank you for watching the inaugural live. We just hit 51 subscribers. If you like the video, check out our other videos. If you like those, hit subscribe if you would. Help us continue to grow and be able to, that gives us the drive to do more and more content, better content, come up with different content, that kind of thing. So, but I want to thank you. And also for bearing with me here on this. So, we never done really this live thing before. So, but thank you. If you have any questions, email us, modelrailroadtalk@gmail.com, or go to our website, www.modelrailroadtalk.com.